Ladies and gentlemen, this is a huge story. New York Times has confirmed, and I'm reading a New York Post article, but Hunter Biden's famous laptop confirmed in New York Times report. This is today, a comprehensive report about the ongoing federal probe into Hunter's tax filings published by the New York Times on Wednesday confirmed the existence of the first son's infamous laptop. New York Times, Hunter Biden paid tax bill, but broad federal investigation. Well, let's see. Of course, there's the paywall. Investigation continues. Okay. And within this article, apparently, they confirm the existence and the fact that, oh, yes, he has a laptop, and the New York Post was suspended, as that always takes place. Whenever there's a story that's detrimental to the Democratic Party, social media, Twitter especially, will suspend and silence. They don't want the truth. They are allergic to the truth. They don't want anything that could be detrimental to their political interests. They will then try everything possible to silence and prevent discussion or debate or discourse. They don't want that. So this was the biggest news story 2 years ago, right before people went to the polls. And now we have Hunter Biden's infamous laptop confirmed in New York Times report, a comprehensive report about the ongoing federal probe into Hunter's tax filings, published by the New York Times on Wednesday night, confirmed the existence of the first son's infamous laptop. In October of 2020, the Post exclusively reported on the contents of the laptop that he left at a Delaware repair shop in April of 2019. It was a story that was accurate, and they cannot type an email. Madam Secretary, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, Hunter, none of them can type an email. And these are the same people who are apoplectic and just always hysterical when it comes to Trump and criminal activity. They can't find anything on Trump. The Southern District of New York is basically winding down its investigation. They can't prove that he elevated his net worth or inflated the value of his properties. We're talking about New York. We're talking about the most expensive city in the world, along with Tokyo and a couple of other cities. You're not going to inflate real estate values. The real estate values will inflate themselves. They're through the roof, always, literally. And so you have that investigation failed. His tax returns, they couldn't find anything. They've had that since February of last year. And that was supposed to be the holy grail of corruption. They didn't indict him on that. They didn't charge him on inflating his net worth or his valuations. Then the Mueller probe was a complete disaster, an absolute disaster. You still get people, well, I think he still has ties to the Kremlin, you know. Well, you can think whatever you'd like. That's called a fantasy. You're believing things that aren't true, while at the same time saying Trump lies. And you are spreading or promulgating nonsense about Trump just because it suits you, just because it makes you feel good. But he was never installed by any country. You could say that about President Obama, who wanted to come in with a Russian reset in 2008. So the Mueller probe found nothing. Stormy Daniels, now you have Michael Avenatti in prison. What else? Oh, he was trying to intimidate people. No, they're not going to find anything there. He's allowed to speak his mind like everyone else is. And January, that wasn't his fault. Just like when you have Democrats saying, get in people's faces. It's not their fault when $1 to $2 billion to $3 billion in property damage take place. And of course, Democrats don't care. Happy St. Paddy's Day, by the way. Be safe. Hit subscribe to this channel. We're over 194. We're on our way to 195,000 subs. People, we're almost at 200,000 subs. Tell your friends. Word of mouth is the best thing you could do. If you enjoy my work, my Patreon is below. If you want to support my work long term. To my new Patreons, thank you. Subscribe also to the Stock Market Crash channel below. That's in the pinned comment. Read my article in the Federalist on the devastating stock market crash. We've been seeing that in slow motion, but we're going to see something truly devastating, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Market continues to go up. It's going to go, unfortunately, down in a catastrophic way. We're looking at 2008 type of situation, 2008 type of situation. I predicted that in October of last year, and we see what's taking place with oil prices and gas prices and inflation and economic growth. We're heading into a recession, and I called that in my article in The Federalist. Read that in the pinned comment. But ladies and gentlemen, they can't type an email. They cheated Bernie Sanders. The DNC emails show they cheated. The foundation emails show many pay-to-play schemes. There's even a Bill Clinton Inc. Then you have Hunter's emails with literally, like, he'll get impeached. Look, the impeachment of President Mashed Potato Brains, our beloved president, exhumed body, will get impeached. Okay? The exhumed body will get impeached. Numerous times, probably. And, of course, media will say, oh, they just want to, a phony impeachment, fake impeachment. Look. If you look at communist countries, or if you look at Vlad's country, or if you look at tyrants or authoritarians, they have complete control of the media. Trump did not. Trump did not have control of his intelligence services. He didn't have control of newspapers or media. Those are two hallmarks of an actual authoritarian and tyrant, and a word that starts with F. Okay? These people have a very poor grasp of basic logic and also history. So the people who think that Trump is an authoritarian know nothing about history. Authoritarians have a stranglehold on media, and they utilize their intelligence services against their direct political rivals. That's what took place against Trump. CNN, MSNBC, The Washington Post, The New York Times, Vanity Fair, Esquire, New Yorker, The Atlantic, New York Magazine, Time Magazine, Mother Jones. We don't need to go into Mother Jones. The Nation. Los Angeles Times. I said MSNBC, CNN, The Washington Post. It's a monstrosity. It's a public relations monstrosity. Oh, Stephen Colbert, Trevor Noah, everybody you could think. Jimmy Kimmel. Literally, Jimmy Kimmel works for the Democratic Party. When he retires, it's not going to be like, Johnny Carson or Arsenio Hall retiring. Like, people loved Johnny Carson. I love Arsenio Hall. People loved Arsenio Hall. I love Johnny Carson. Because you could go to bed and just enjoy yourself. Now half the country enjoys Stephen Colbert or Jimmy Kimmel. Half the country. And half the country says, I could do without somebody that dislikes or has an obsession against my political views. What they did, from purchasing the Steele dossier to covering up. So the whole thing with Hunter's emails was, see here, as part of the investigation into Hunter, the Times reports federal prosecutors have looked into emails between the first son and his former business associates that were recovered from the laptop. They're looking at the emails. They are legitimate emails. Now, you had a whole bunch of people saying, you can't confirm the emails. Sorry, you couldn't confirm the Steele dossier either. You couldn't confirm the Steele dossier, but people still used that. So look at the duplicitous, disingenuous nature of the way our political system runs. They say that Trump was divisive and he did this and that. It's like, you know what? They were hanging on every word that he said just to sensationalize everything. Meanwhile, they were engaged in the most corruption. They can't even they cheated Bernie Sanders. Do you understand they cheated Bernie Sanders? The left doesn't even care. They enjoy getting cheated. That's like a typical day on the left is like going after one another and then I was on the left my whole life, I know. It is a gigantic racket. I'm not a Republican. I like Trump. I like Trump Republicans. They're different from Republicans and they're very different from Democrats. And so there's basically three political parties, but the Trump Republican is not really a political party. It'll soon become the GOP completely. But anyway, they covered up the Hunter laptop emails that will lead to impeachment. They're guilty as sin, my God Almighty. And we're seeing that now. What did I tell you? Things are going to heat up. Hit subscribe to this channel right now.